This is the third and last week of Zephaniah. Prior weeks, we learned that Zephaniah was speaking to Judah during the reign of Hosea. He tells of the consequences that flow from sin. He condemns the idolatrous religious practices of the Jews. He speaks against Baal, the idolatrous priests that lead the people astray. Zephaniah speaks of the day that God will punish the princes of Judah that have filled the house of the Lord with violence and deceit. Zephaniah witnesses the moral decay of the nation and knows that these transgressions will lead to the scattering of the people of Judah. But God has the power to bring those who keep the faith back and restore them. After being scattered in the Babylonian captivity, the language of Judah had been mingled with the pagans. Bringing them back after judgment of the nation meant, as Zephaniah writes, God will have to purify the lips of the people. In essence, God will remove even the verbal influence of the pagans. In the end, God will bring them back. Through trials, through storms, He will bring them back from the places they have scattered all over the world. But these people will be changed. Self-centered corrupt leaders will be gone. They will come back praying. Those scattered exiled people who believed and worshiped the true God will come back home humble with offerings for the true God and following the ordinances of God. And they will have the responsibility to rejoice and praise God for the blessings He has bestowed upon them. We see 3 points in this lesson. First, storms can bruise your body, but for those who believe, storms strengthen your soul. At this point, Jewish tradition looked at Jerusalem as the holy city. Scholars will tell you that Jewish religious belief was that God dwelled in the temple in Jerusalem. Now, Judah was separated from Jerusalem, carried off to Babylon. Their sins had separated them from the place of God. As we learned last week, one of the consequences of sin is separation from God that can only be bridged by Jesus. After the storm, when God brought back Judah from Babylon, they were changed. This group was much more resolved in knowing that their God was the only God, the creator of the universe. In fact, historians will tell you that during their Babylonian captivity, they began to write the law, which had been oral before then. The law became the Hebrew Bible, which begot our Old Testament, and even some of the traditions of the Muslim Quran were included in their law. After the storm, Judah's faith was stronger. They were humble and they rejoiced. As I read this lesson, I think of the events of this week. Our nation so divided, with our lips spewing out language not of love, sounding more like the pagans in need of purification. And then Orlando happened, and we heard these voices.
The guilt of feeling grateful to be alive is heavy. Wanting to smile about surviving, but not sure if the people around you are ready. As the world mourns the victims killed and viciously slain, I feel guilty about screaming about my legs in pain because I could feel nothing. Like the other 49 who weren't so lucky to feel this pain of mine. I never thought in a million years that this could happen. I never thought in a million years that my eyes could witness something so tragic.
Now I see people who condemned the lifestyle standing together with people who live that lifestyle, hand in hand, praying for healing, wanting our nation to trust less in guns and more in God. After the storm, we united for just a few moments. Second lesson. God's remnants are mightier than the devil's regiments. God sent back those who trusted in the name of the Lord. Those that went back were stronger in faith. They went back to a land filled with enemies. They reestablished their temple, and from among them rose one who could be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God. And God accomplished all of this without a sword, or a lance, or a bow, or an arrow, or a gun. He changed hearts. If God is with us, who can stand against us? The third and final lesson: God merits our true praise. I know we live in a nation where we try not to offend others with our beliefs, but after a storm, you just have to praise God. Every week I hear someone in the news, someone who has survived that which no one else has lived through, someone who has received that which others dream of getting, someone who has been made whole again. Every week I hear that same someone. Even you may say how lucky they are, how fortunate they are, how they were in the right place at the right time. True believers praise God through a storm. I am not lucky, I'm blessed. Blessed with a father and a mother that saw me, that knew my frailties and still loved me. Blessed with family and friends that heard my hopes, understood the desires of my heart, yet did not scoff, rather believed in me, in the power of God, and that in Him all things are possible. No, I do not need a horseshoe over my door, nor a four-leaf clover tucked in my wallet, no rabbit's foot dangling from a chain. I'm blessed. Blessed in ways too numerous to count, in ways that exceed the bounds of my meager imagination. That is why I am not ashamed to praise God, from whom all blessings flow. You have a great Father's Day, and that's the lesson for this week. Bye. Praise the God who gives and takes away.